Sunday, it is different, and you know why it's different, because it is a special time of year. It's award season here at FRPC, and I am here with Soraya. I am your humble host, Vince, and we have some awards to get to, but before we can jump off into the awards, there was a game that was key to the Western Conference and its and pretty much, man, it's been an incredible year. We got a lot to get to. We're gonna have some NBA awards, but we also threw some in ourselves, being creative. So Soraya and I and the team put some stuff together. We worked hard on it, and we really hope that you guys are going to enjoy this particular podcast. So without further ado, let's get into what happened at the Chase Center today, because it was James Harden in April 2025 is still cooking like it's April of 2028. The Clippers just won, the Warriors are wobbling, and we need to talk about basketball chessboard that's coming, because the Clippers and the Nuggets aren't just two teams with top 10 offenses. They're two basketball teams with two different ideologies that are about to clash. You got Jokic with the beautiful game, the genius that he is, versus Harden. One way, control, fobs. We're looking for cold, things of that nature. And Denver randomized motion isn't just a series, it's a matchup lab. Let's break it down. James Harden, Helio Renaissance continues. I am flabbergasted that we are still here. Oh, by the way, I want to make a note right now. We will be talking about the Defensive Player of the Year, and we will have the candidates and things of that. It has gone on his podcast, that nature, and talked about how he is the Defensive Player of the Year. Now, this particular player was playing in this game today, and I just want to ask a question to Draymond Green. So how does a James Harden, whose game resembles somebody who plays in a YMCA rec league, be able to get off 17 points in the fourth quarter and in overtime? You're the Defensive Player of the Year, right? You are playing chess where everybody else is playing checkers. This is all I hear. How brilliant you are. I think you tried to high school election yourself away. You're a great defensive player, no doubt. We will give you your props in this program for sure. But it was kind of interesting that James Harden, looking like some dude that plays in a Long Beach rec league that I probably know, is out here killing you in the fourth quarter in overtime. Speaking of overtime, 12 points scored. So that's called dominance. That's what Harden did. He didn't beat guys with quickness. He beat them with geometry, angles, and control. Off-ball drag screens, ghost actions with Kawhi early clock manipulation, because every time he moved towards the paint, Golden State's defense reacted. These are Houston era playbook reimagined with Ty Lue's tweaks, who is one of the best. He's one of the best conductors in the game when you talk about making adjustments inside a game, especially inside of. Now, we move on. A freeze frame breakdown. Fourth quarter, overtime plays, highlights. Harden manipulates the defenders. He's just getting it at all levels. he made people bump into him. He made people, his level of manipulation on a court is still fascinating to me because he's not the fastest dude. He doesn't jump out the gym, but the fear that he is absolutely want to see. They're going to be playing Jokic. Speaking of Kawhi, 33 points, 0 turnovers in 47 minutes. Now, here's the other thing with that. He just came off a game 2 nights ago where he played 41 minutes. So, it is full Kawhi regalia. He was an elite connector, closer work, surgical post-ups versus MPJ, high efficiency shot diet for sure. Second chance enforcer. I think he had like 16 verticality. Sorry about that. Twisted up on the words. So we're going to slow it down a little bit. So he had a lot of verticality in this game. James Harden found him for, I want to say, 4 lobs easy. And he was rock solid versus the motion. Now he did get criticized by Ty Lue in the overtime because in the fourth quarter, actually late in the fourth quarter, he did not get out to Draymond Green for one of the corner threes. Draymond did play an outstanding offensive game. He did knock down the corner threes. Now, Chris Dunn was an absolute beast. He gave them is on the defensive end. He was 4-4 field goals. He had 6 assists. He was plus 11 in his box plus minus. That's all well and good. But he was out there to guard Steph. And he did. He blanketed Steph. Now, Steph got his. Don't you worry. But it was a nice little clinic set up by our guy, Chris Dunn. Couple keys to this game. Second chance points for the Clippers, 14. I didn't get you wide open opportunities, but this is going to is that second chance points because they're small. The Warriors in overtime were 1 of 6 field goals and also 2 turnovers. So obviously sloppy play, maybe a little bit tired. They also got a injury scare with Jimmy Butler. We don't have any news on that as of right now. So go with us on Tuesday. Be with us on Tuesday for our regular programming, which is we're going to be breaking down all the playoff stuff. Now, it's really the only series we're going to kind of get into today because of what. All right, this is the only playoff series that we're going to get into today. We're going to basically kind of ratchet it up Tuesday and Friday for the playoffs, get you set up, but we're going to give you a little teaser of what's to come. So, Jokic versus Zubac. Can Zubac hold without help? That's going to be a big doubles on weak side corner traps. Maybe plus 6 side big to kind of crash down against Jokic. You might see a lot of that. Harden will hunt Jokic in pick and rolls. 100%. Denver has struggled with early help rotations. Kawhi will pick MPJ and Peyton Watson in the mid post. The Clippers can control tempo, limit possessions. They can walk it up while Denver thrives on pace and ran. Where the Clippers might have the edge, obviously the pick and roll guard, Harden, the connector, and the kinetic energy that creates a couple hedges to that bet is the drop hedge of Jokic. Now, since they have been going through this tailspin, his ability to get back after the hedge has been weak. So I wonder if that changes with the coaching change with David Adelman in there. We will see. Now, they also have a sniper in Michael Porter Jr. Jokic at 6'11", And then he has a second side creator in Jamal Murray. Now, if he's healthy, this is great. Now, Norman Powell for the Clippers is going to be instrumental because of the fact that you got a play finisher. You got a guy who's willing to shoot the three. He shoots it at a really efficient clip, over 40%. Zubac is a revelation. Zubac this year has been nothing short of just brilliant at his position, knowing what he needs to do, being in position, understanding what his physicality means to that team. He has done it all. So a credit to and then you have an isolation killer in Kawhi Leonard. So this is a pretty, there's going to be chess moves made in this series. Now, here's the thing. Ty Lue is going up against David Adelman. Or is it really Ty Lue going up against Nikola Jokic? That chess match will be absolutely fascinating. I want to see who has the better answers to the question. Just to watch, will Denver start? Will he start on Harden? Where will he start? Now, will the Clippers unlock Ben Simmons minutes as a Jokic disruptor? Now, he doesn't ever look at the basket. I don't know if they would just pick on him and just kind of do a hack of Simmons and kind of play him off the court. All fair and love and war. Because you know what we say about the playoffs. And if you're new to the program, to Front Runner Podcast Collective, welcome. I'm the host. I'm Vince. I come pretty much 2 times a week. By the way, pause on that. I know how that sounded. And the absolute truth measurer of what you are as a team, what you are as a player. Because these teams have a lot of time. And they know your strengths, they know your weaknesses, and they are going to spam the weaknesses. Now, it is your job to counter. Do you have a counter for what they're about to put out for you? And then the chess game begins, because is there a counter to the counter? You know how it goes. But the playoffs really can show some truth serum about some teams, about who they are and what they're really all about. We saw Tom Thibodeau running that team into the goals happen, because we want beautiful basketball. We want competitive, fiery basketball in the playoffs. But last year, Cleveland was still kind of soft, right? That was kind of what the wording was coming out. You know, here in the West, we had a lot of things going on. You know, what was going on in Denver? Did they lose too much in their vets and their wings and their defense and stuff like that? Who was healthy? All those type of things. OKC, they were too young last year. Right? Or were they? A lot of people will have a lot of... It is really the band. You don't see a lot of like just random errors just being made just for the sake of them being made. So can't wait. Now, as far as the forecast is concerned on this game, we predict here at Front Runner Podcast Collective Clippers in 6 if Zubac can hold his own, and if Kawhi and Harden can stay healthy. They have more late game shot creators and tactical control. But if Aaron Gordon is hitting 43.8% from threes, that changes the whole geometry of the chessboard. Soraya has again. Is this circa? Are the Nuggets vulnerable without Malone? And is Jokic going to get doubled like all the time? Unmercifully, probably so. Who's Denver's bailout guy? Do we get playoff Jamal Murray? Send us all your playoff takes at FrontRunnerPC on Twitter. Also on Blue Sky at frontrunnerpc.bsky.social. The producer of this show, Soraya, is on X. She is PC. And then, because she is Soraya.bsky.social. Check us out. Hit us up. Let us know. Now, we are done talking about basketball. Let's get to some awards. You know this is what you're here for. We are here to give it to you. We are excited because, let me tell you something. Watching Charlotte games in February pay off. Watching Portland Trail Blazer games pay off. Because you get a true picture of the league, right? And I hope basketball aficionados out there, I hope that we can just bring some discussion to the table. So let's start. We're going to start with our first award. And this award is the Defensive Player of the Year. And what I call this is Game 7 defense. Who do you actually trust when it's chaos? This guy, he doesn't chase blocks. He erases windows. He doesn't bark. He locks in. And if your playoff hopes depend on one defender, who would you choose? The loudest name? Soraya had a note. I told Vince, you would text this dude with 90 seconds left and a 1-point lead. Who you got? Defensive Player of the Year. Here's your distraction. So, Draymond, on his podcast right now, campaigning. We just talked to you about what happened against the Clippers. Again, pretty bad performance from a Defensive Player of the Year, as far as that's concerned, candidate, when you got James Harden playing like old man rec league basketball and just killing you. Absolutely minutes, playoff scalable impact, and no mics needed, just stops delivered. So we have our people. All right, let's give you a couple honorable mentions as far as that's concerned. I want to throw Derek White out there real quick. Soraya has a note about Derek White. Derek doesn't defend, he calculates. You can't go screen on him. He's already in your route. Key defensive stats for Derek White are this: 3.3 defensive win shares as guard. So Brunson, Halliburton, Mitchell, Solo. He's the system. Quietly, consistently, like Apple, made a defender. Another guy that I want to give some props to is Josh Hart. Josh Hart plays with a lot of heart. I know the pun is super bad, but I had to get it out there. Note from Soraya about Josh Hart: he plays defense like it's a love language. 40 minutes, full tilt, full trust. That's true. She dropping jewels again. But here's where we back it up with the stats. We back it up. As a wing at 6'4", leads the NBA in minutes, 2,897 minutes, and it has a defensive box plus minus of 1.8. He doesn't block shots. He blocks wins. If you got the lead and Hart is guarding your best guy, you better pray. Some other guys who missed the cut: Jaren Jackson Jr. Yo, man, I love you, dog, but you still foul a lot. Dyson Daniels, I want to give him some love because you are leading the league in steals, my man. You are doing it big. I think you is on alert. This might not be the only time. This might not be the only time. Now, Chris Dunn, also, I want to show him love because he likes to blanket people for show. And now let's get to our guys. Let's get to them. Let's get to the four that we really need to talk about. So we're not going to do this in any sort of order or whatever, but I'm going to go ahead and start off with OKC. And OKC, you might think I'm talking about Lou Dort. I am not. I am not talking about Lou Dort at all. I'm talking about Isaiah Hartenstein. Watching Hartenstein is like watching a chess master in drop coverage and clean contests. She got stuff. Okay, this is a collaborative effort today. Key stats on our guy Hartenstein: 103.7 defensive rating, a 3.9 block percentage, top 5 rim deterrence, 2.6 defensive box plus minus, and also a 3.6 defensive win share. My man got it done. He just plays good positional basketball. He's been the physicality that the OKC Thunder has needed. You see the historical net rating there for you. Up until have played 66 total crunch time minutes. Think about that. There's 82 games in the season. We're talking about the last 5 minutes of a ball game, right? So extrapolate that out. There's more than 400 minutes, whatever the case may be. It made my wife choke, that stat. It made her choke. Because Oklahoma City is blowing people out. They're not keeping these games competitive. I know everybody likes Lou Dort as far as that's concerned, but you got bigs. You got bigs, bro. You got Chet. Oh, here's a stat about Chet that I heard. Shouts out to our guys at The Athletic who do the Slam and Jam. Andrew Schleck, I love you, my guy. You are my dude. Here is a great stat about Chet Holmgren. Do you know that man is only giving up 54% field goal percentage when it's in the at the rim? It's only 50. He didn't play the whole year. He was at 62%. You say, okay, well, what about like Rudy Gobert? 61%. Okay, well, how about somebody else? How about Evan Mobley? 63%. You starting to get the picture here? You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Hartenstein is at 58%, actually. So Chet Holmgren, who cannot apply for this award because he didn't play enough games. I'm telling you, right? I expect the job rest him up. God heal him up. God take care of our alien, Victor Wembanyama. You know what I'm saying? Because we need the big boy back next year. But the other guy that we got to check on is Chet. Evan Mobley made the jump this year. Chet makes the jump next year. That dude is going to show out. And I believe that he might make an all NBA team next year for sure. I'm sure. All right, another guy that we need to talk about. So we need to talk about Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley has had himself a damn good season. The blueprint for the rim protection 2.0. Soraya's note on Evan Mobley. Mobley's not loud. He's surgical. Every rotation feels like it is drawn the night before, and he's never late. Key stats on our guy Mobley: 4.7 block percentage. He also has a 24.1 defensive rebounding share, and he's top 3 gamble. He anchors. If Wemby is the future, Mobley might be the formula. So I want to give Mobley some love there. Now, let's talk about Draymond Green, because Draymond Green has had a excellent, what I would call a excellent second half. But let's give him his shine, okay? Now, Luka Doncic, this is in a game back November 12th in 2024. Luka Doncic is setting up a classic strong side pick and roll with Daniel weak side guarding Najee Marshall, a non-shooter. But then the magic hits. Draymond leaves Marshall, baits Luka into a cross-court pass, and then jumps the route, full sprint, closes out, blocks the three. One-man rotation system. So, Draymond's back was to Luka. Luka's back was to the shooter. And Draymond still read it. That's not instincts, that's just surveillance. Draymond's out here playing NBA Connect 4 while most defenders are still trying to figure out Sudoku. Draymond he's on Draymond Green, and also he's real connected in the Bay Area, the Yay area. Yay. Now, this is a quote from Draymond. He said, most defenders, when they see as an open player run towards that open man with their hands up, that slows the defender down. When I see a ball pass, I take off and sprint, and then at the last second, I get my hands up. You hear that? Sprint first, pray later. That's the whole sermon. Now, I want to talk about Jimmy Butler got to the squad. Shall we? Can we do that real quick? Post Jimmy Butler splits. Warriors defensive rating pre-trade 114.7. Post-trade 107.3. Draymond's defensive on-off. There's a plus 5.3 difference since Jimmy Butler has shown up. Opponent's field goal isolation 30.2%, top 5 percentile. Defensive box plus minus since February 8th. With Butler covering wings, when Dre is freelancing, it's a horror movie for your offensive coordinator. It's kind of like having the honey badger out there, but bigger. And mouth open, probably yelling at you like some kind of profane stuff. Now, we talked about a lot of people. I want to talk about Amen Thompson real quick. I think I said on the show, on our podcast on Friday, that I thought Amen Thompson might be the defensive player of the year. Let me give you his stats, and then as a connector, the defense gave this note. Nobody's giving Amen Thompson the mic, but the Rockets gave him closing minutes. And baby, that's louder than any campaign. Shouts out to Soraya. Now, key stats to back it up. 2.6 defensive box plus minus. He has a 3.9 defensive win share. He has a 3.6 block percentage, a 2.1 steal percentage. He guards 1 through 4. And in the last 5 games, his plus minus is 16.2 in his last 5 games. Now, also keep in mind, he is the guy that blanketed Steph Curry. Just said, I'm just going to deny you the whole game. I'm just going to give energy wherever you go, I go. I'm just going to be a disruptive force. I'm not going to allow you to get open. No, you can't lull me to sleep. No, I am completely locked in on you. And for the time when Amen Thompson was on him, Curry was not scoring. Amen Thompson wasn't on the court. He got some points off, but not against Amen Thompson. And Amen, to me, is one of those guys that, obviously, we know that Wemby would have won this award if he would have stayed healthy, if he wouldn't have the deep vein thrombosis. But the one thing that we always talked about Wemby is that he did stuff that we've never seen before. And Amen Thompson kind of fits that bill for me. And for me, I understand that this is usually a big man award. I understand that this usually goes to the front court guy because rim protection is the most important. But I will have to say that when we're talking about Amen Thompson, I think we need to talk about this is a different type of cat. He really relishes the defensive assignments he gets, and he takes it as a personal affront. And for that fact, I think that Amen Thompson is FRP. So congratulations to Amen Thompson. Congratulations to his brother, because I'm sure he's going to be like a first all NBA dude pretty soon, and it's going to be lovely. So I'm all for it. Shouts out to all the other candidates. You know, we try to show y'all love, try to give y'all something. So I know this award gets louder every year. Amen is rising. White is locked. Hartenstein is elite in silence. Hart is the heartbeat. And Mowgli, he's the whisper that ruins playoff schemes. Who you got in the game 7 as a game 7 defender? Drop us a line on X at FrontRunnerPC. Also hit up our producer at Rhea_Funch FRPC. Alright, we're going to do the executive and coach of the year right now. Sometimes the best moves don't trend. They shift tone. They turn chaos into culture. And they did in Houston. And that is what Sam Presti has been doing in Oklahoma City for years now. I called it early. Udoka didn't build a team. He built trust. And Presti, he's not running a rebuild. He's staging a reveal. Because they're about to show what OKC's all about. Historical net rating, man. They've been blowing teams out. He put together a monster. These are our FRPC coach and executives of the year picks. Not just because they won, but because they made us watch differently. You know what I'm saying? They just made us do things. And so my man finished out the year 52-30, right? You know, nobody playing. Who cares? Whatever. Woo. Preseason expectations. Play in at best, I thought. Maybe the kids take a leap. Reality. Top 3 defense. Fourth quarter. And let me say it plain. This is the same core everyone called untouchable 12 months ago. And now they're switched out, emotionally synced, and playoff nasty. That's culture, and that's Udoka. So, and he deserves a lot of praise for what he did. Evan Mobley is a different player. We're going to talk a lot about like Donovan Mitchell, Ty Jerome, all these people, whatever case may be. The team's a juggernaut. They win a ton of games. They're on a historic run too. But when you take Jalen Green and make him viable, Alperen Sengun is a hub of your offense, and also he's not a absolute complete zero on defensive end. And all the while, you've entrusted a barely 21-year-old Amen Thompson to be the defensive spearhead of your team. I think that takes incredible, like, just kind of knowing your personnel and trying to understand what you're to the NBA. Hey, you are not going to push us over. This is not going to be a walk in the park for you. So, Houston is killing the awards. Congratulations to Ime Udoka, our Coach of the Year here at FRPC. He built an identity without a star. Keep that in mind. They are the number 2 seed in the West, and do they have a top 15 player? Absolutely not. Amen is a playoff going to be able to use in different situations. They got vets to buy in with zero ego. Fred VanVleet being one of them. Dylan Brooks seemed, like I said, I'm not saying it's all gone, but it's quelled a little bit. in the top 10 deals, I think this is a really good situation. This is Tibbs to the Knicks 2021 energy meets Atkinson to the Nets in 2019. Pure buy-in, real results. A credit to Raphael Stone and the entire crew. A credit to Fertitta as well. I will be the first to say I clowned this when he said there was a phase 1, phase 2. I was like, oh, we're in phase 2 now. What the hell is gonna happen? And when he pulled out what phase 2 was, I was not super impressed, but I did not realize that on the horizon was Ime Udoka. And Ime Udoka make everything is sweet in Houston because Ime Udoka makes it right. Another guy who makes it right is Sam Presti. Now, this award cannot go to Rob Pelinka. He got another award coming. But Sam Presti, he does his work in the off season. He told you what and he has done it. To the tune of a 68 win season for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay. Strength of schedule 12 point plus 12.77. Oh my God. Soraya says Presti's not rebuilding. He's reminding and remixing the league, and the drop is coming. This is why Presti wins this situation. Isaiah Hartenstein basically solved their issue as far as having another bid. The trade for Caruso, which is a 1-3 stopper and a playoff lock. Preserve max cap flexibility. Built a team with no ego, just execution. Presti's playing 4D roster chess. He's building systems that scale. Think about all their dudes. They all handle the ball. They all can create. They all can see open men. They all can pass the ball in Oklahoma City. The Plains are alive, folks. This is a historic team. Have I questioned their youth? 100%. Am I scared as hell of the Oklahoma City Thunder? 100%. Not a team to be trifling with. So congratulations to Ime Udoka of the Houston Rockets for being our Coach of the Year, FRPC. And the Executive of the Year for FRPC belongs to Sam Presti of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, we get to one of our awards. We wanted to mix it up. We wanted to be like the Oscars. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to be like the Academy Awards. So we gave you a couple major awards, and now we gonna dial it back, and we're gonna give you some technical awards. And these are FRPC specific awards, okay? So the team collaborated. We had to just pick the dude and say, okay, this. So our first award, FRPC, Casper Ghost Pepper Sauce Award. The award criteria is a white American hooper, underrated bounce, unexpected sauce, microwave moments. You know what I'm talking about? This is the kind of guys we looking at. We talking about those dudes that be like, oh, he got some shit to his game. That's what we talking about. Okay. This one is for the hoopers who surprise you, not just because they could play, but because they got bags. They got bounce. You're not allowed to win this award unless you have made an entire section of the crowd go say, wait, he did that? Or, have you done that? Are you especially saucy? This is the FRPC Casper Ghost Pepper Sauce Award, where soul hoopers get they flowers. Not stereotypes, no jokes, just cold clips and hot moments. So let's get to our nominees, shall we? All right. No specific order. We got Christian Brown of the Nuggets out here balling in the Mile High City. He just dunks. Son. He's a silent rim wrecker. Stats say back it up. True shooting percentage, .665. Win share, 7.9. Roll, elite cutter, low usage defender. Christian Brown is your favorite hooper's anxiety. You forget that he's there, and then he's dunking on you, and you're a poster, and it's just bad. Why he's here? Momentum killer, because he gets into the passing lane and then he gonna be out there on some bouncy Jamal Evans type NXT type stuff, going, yo boy is bouncy, you know, be a little nice with his. All right, the next guy up for this award is No Doubt. Okay, you knew this was coming, right? You knew that Peyton Pritchard of the Celtics was coming. No use. But I respect game, player. Okay? I respect game. Smallest dude on the floor, biggest fight in the building. Let's get to it. Peyton Pritchard is sick. True shooting percentage, .633. So 63.3 true shooting percentage. His 3-point attempt rate is 73%. You kidding me? Positive 3.4. Under 9%. Pritchard plays like his bag lives in a drop box. Efficient, backed up, and updated every week. He's TJ McConnell with a startup confidence and military precision. Why he's like this? He led second units with speed and clarity. He had surprise bounce. He shot the shit out of the ball. Let's just be real. This dude was a real weapon. Like, they let him loose and be like, dog, go shoot. Just go shoot. And as soon as you know it, he didn't put up like 3. Because as soon as he's open, he pulling. 27 feet, 30 feet, low go. What you want, dog? Oh, by the game's house or whatever. He taking those and making those. So he got a lot in his bag. His carry-on is very heavy. You know what I'm saying? Now, another guy who fits this bill is Austin Reaves of the Lakers. Austin Reaves, he's the heir to the Caruso throne. It's kind of like Westeros in Game of Thrones. You know what I'm talking about? All cooked with confidence. You know what I'm saying? Chef Reaves has showed out. His true shooting percentage is 61.6%. His usage rate is 23.7%. His assist percentage is 24.8%. Clutch situations percent. Are you kidding me? That's a clutch time assassin. He just killing people in the mid-range, just making people look stupid. This is what Soraya had to say about our guy Reaves. Reaves is what happens when you give a pickup god NBA resources. He'll run Spain pick and roll with Bron, and then sidestep a 6'6" wing like he invented the move. He took on a real creation load. LeBron trusts him, Luka trusts him. And if LeBron and Luka made Lakers,
It's been longer than that, but I'm talking about like legit. We've been like, we don't care what anybody say. Austin, we thought Austin was certified. Play like a scorer, pass like a point guard, finish like a vet. That's our guy, Austin Reaves. And this is why you are the winner of the first annual Ghost Pepper Sauce Award. Congratulations to our man, Austin Reaves. Now, we want to give a special kind of like a trailer to a movie, right? You know what I'm saying? Winter is coming. Okay? The Ice King is coming. The White Walker with vibes is coming. Cooper Flag is coming. Now, he might be the perennial winner of this award going forward. But we wanted to give him some special acknowledgement. And this is what Soraya had to say about Cooper Flag. If Austin is Jon Snow, Cooper Flag is the Night King. Already better 2026 Ghost Pepper. He's not just in the bag, he's writing in the margins. I'm telling you, man, the vibe around this kid is crazy. You're going to love Cooper Flag just like we do. He is certified FRPC. You know how we do here on FRPC. Now, what I want to say is that we are hit like the 51-minute mark. We're going to hit a couple more of these awards. We got a lot more to get to. And what we might have to do is we might have to split this up into 2 actual podcasts. So, if for some reason we get to an award and you say, just hit it. Oh my God. What's going to happen? It's going to be crazy. The next award is the J. Cole In My Feelings Award. Now, if you've known NBA basketball, now since Luka got traded, it seems like the sun has shined brighter. There's more rainbows and flowers blooming and all this kind of stuff. But we do got a lot of dudes in the league that are morose. We got a lot of dudes in the league that walk around here like some Edgar Allan Poe energy. You know what I'm saying? Real dark. You know what I'm saying? Just on stuff. Like dark. The award criteria for the J. Cole Award In My Feelings. The player, team, or coach that lived in their emotional bag, crying at pressers, sending out posted cryptic captions, soft launching their sadness like a pick and roll strategy. This award is not about slander. It's about real hoopers' heartbreak with a little dramatic irony sprinkled in. League-wide emotional mosaic. The vibes were fragile with soft sadness. It ends in a trophy. Sometimes it ends in soft unfollow. Sometimes your big three turns into a press conference and a therapy meme. This is the league award for the emotional turbulence. So let's get into it. So we got the Denver Nuggets out here. We got the Denver Nuggets out here acting like Rugrats. I'm not touching you. He's not one of my guys. I'm not playing him because he's not one of my guys. This is section off for booth guys only. That's the kind of stuff that was going on in Denver this whole 2 years. Whole 2 years. Like some spy versus spy type nonsense. These is grown ass men. You got Nikola Jokic, the greatest player on the planet today. And y'all out here going, oh, he's not playing my guy. Or, I'm not playing his guy because his guy is young. What are you doing? Oh. Like Craig and Friday. Oh my God. Soraya says this wasn't a firing, this was a ghosting. They broke up with 3 games to go. No explanation whatsoever. Jokic is sitting in the corner like an ex who just wants one clean goodbye. I bet you he doesn't want to answer any questions at a press conference. I bet you he don't want to do that. Another team that, remember them at the start of the season? We were like, there's no way it's going to be that bad this year. They got an actual point guard. They got Tyus Jones. He'll run the offense. You know what? Maybe Budenholzer can turn Nurkic into something. Maybe Bobo, because he can shoot threes, will be out there more. Maybe they'll somehow coalesce a defense. Hey, this Ryan Dunn kid looks good. No. Now, if you're young, ask your mom and dad about Melrose Place. Okay? Now, it's on YouTube, so you'll be able to find it. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Phoenix Suns remind me of Melrose Place, legit, like season-ending type Melrose Place. High drama, all types of stuff. Let's get into it. First of all, you got KD, you got Devin Booker. These are guys who make all NBA teams on a regular basis. They are still fantastic in every way. And guess what? They're not making the playoffs. Remember, he had traded his 2031 future pick. And he said, you know what? We're going to be so busy being Charlie Sheen, just winning at life, that we don't care about our 2031 pick. He scoffed at it. He said, we'll take these 3 picks and we will get Jimmy Butler and our team will be great again. Now, we fast forward. I'm so excited about this whole situation, but we go back in time. Around the trade deadline, Kevin Durant is being shocked. There is actually a trade on the table for him to go back to the Bay, go back to the Golden State Warriors before Jimmy Butler got there, reunite with Dre and Steph for the kumbaya moment of the year. And until super sad, Keith Sweat type energy, nah dog, I can't go back. It just wouldn't be right, cause that Kevin Durant was shocked too. Now I know this was super erroneous, but I know there was a reason they threw it out there. Minnesota got their name out there and said, yeah, hey man, we heard from Phoenix. We heard, we put our name in the hopper for Kevin Durant. Who wouldn't? Ant love Kevin Durant. We should definitely do this. Knowing damn. Now, Kevin Durant shows his emotion on his sleeve, and he's at the opposite end of the court, like in the corner, almost like at a high school dance, looking like the shy wallflower type of dude, just being super, just sad, just emo sad, like a 15-year-old child. Then you got Mike Budenholzer, who I don't know what happened. I think 2 weeks into the year, I think my guy Mike Budenholzer was like, listen, I know how this works. If I get fired, I'm still getting paid. So you know what y'all want. Bradley Beal's here. He's not serious. And I'm not dealing with this. Okay, so Reyes note on Phoenix. Phoenix felt like a super team on vibes, but it was all we needed to talk about. Energy from day one. KD posed without ammo. Oh, by the way, Bradley Beal, You know how they have those commercials now where somebody's doing something, they go to the mattress commercial. I'm not going to give the mattress commercial love on the podcast because I'm not getting paid for it. But what I will say is Bradley Beal was that dude in that commercial. He was like, I sleep all night long, all night, because I got a no trade clause. You can't trade me dollars. You can't trade me. You can't trade me because I got a no trade clause. I'm going to get paid no matter what. And Matt Ishbia is still talking that propaganda. He's still saying like, we still going for it. We still going for it. We still going for it. You don't need to go for it, player. You need to blow it up. Rip the scab off, trade Devin Booker, and go. All right. Another team on this list. Actually, no. Morant. Let me tell you something, player, man. Okay, so you on this list. I'm going to tell you exactly why you on this list. Okay? Now, some people will say, Vince, you being real hard on Ja. No. Hold on. Ja is a great talent. Ja is one of the most exciting players in the league. And up until like 2.5 years ago, until stupid mess happened, this dude was about to be box office, one of the best shoes on the planet, and bring some of his flavor to it, because he would be an unapologetically you. Is that shit follows you. I say this from experience, dude. Okay, I'm not saying this because, oh, I'm trying to get clicks or whatever. Ja Morant. If you are, they told you not to do the gun celebration, right? They told you not to do that, and then the next night you do the gun celebration, then you follow that up. Once you got fined, know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. I'ma throw my words, and then I'm gonna cover my ears. I'm gonna throw my words because I'm gonna block out the haters. Bro, we all know that's a grenade celebration. And because you have had issues with firearms, that's why the league is coming down on you. It's not they are picking on the black man. It is not they picking on you. It's not they picking on the dude with the dreads. It's not they picking on the dude from South Carolina. It's not. This is you. And I'm talking from experience, from somebody who used to be I'm a recovering alcoholic. 8 years. I have a friendship that I can never get back. Never get back. My friend will never trust me again. That is the consequences of your actions. I now have to go, okay, from here on out, everyone gets treated in a certain way. Everyone gets acknowledged for the things that they do, because I'm showing him, but I want to know that I learned something from that situation. So what did you learn from the $75,000 fine? What did you learn from that? I'm going to throw a grenade celebration. That's what I'm going to do. They won't get that. So we got suspension. We got team instability because your ass is hurt. Coach Taylor Jenkins is fired with 9 games to go. And y'all in the play-in. And you are playing Steph Curry and the Golden State Cisco. I hope you get to eat. They have a ton of lovely restaurants out there. Now, you will not be going to the playoffs from that point. You will probably have to play in the other play-in game. And then we'll see who you face, and then we'll see if you actually get in. So our winner, oh, I forgot the last one. This is low key though. This is kind of low key. Chicago Bulls. The post Levine more than it hurts. Levine leaves, and suddenly the Kobe White is showing all-star energy. Kobe White, Eastern Conference Player of the Month. Giddey plus Buzelis elevate team play. Those guys have been sick with the ball. Their opportunities, the way the ball moves around the court, has been excellent. This wasn't a basketball shift. This was given freshly divorced and glowing energy. They were starting to play like they got out of a toxic group chat. I think our winner for the J. Cole Award is... You get that, my player. You get it. Alright. So what we're going to do here, because this is our... And then finish up with the rest of the podcast and get all the other awards out. I want to shout out Soraya. I want to shout out the FRPC crew. And I want to shout out the audience, because I noticed something in my downloads. When I looked at my statistics, when I looked at my advanced analytics, I saw percent of your downloads are coming from the great country of Germany. So, sausage, I know y'all like sauerkraut and all that. I want to give big ups to my people in Germany listening to the podcast, enjoying it. Big ups to you. And again, you know what the FRPC Army needs to do. Be a friend, the podcast that we got going on, and all this incredible energy that we got going on with it. So, with that being said, we will check on out of here part 1, part 2, and get it crack-a-lacking and get the rest of the awards going. So, stay tuned for part 2. We will be back. And then y'all be easy, and I'll see you. And also, remember Tuesday,